Hi, I'm Trevor Haney, and my favorite cartoon character is Dexter. Here's two pictures of myself. One is when I visited Death Valley, and here's me on the day that my niece was born. So I graduated from Millersville University in 2014, and I graduated with a technology education degree. After I graduated from college, I went down and spent 1 year down in Westminster, Maryland, where I was the technology education teacher. Then after that year, I moved back to Pennsylvania, and I started teaching at the Oxford area high school, where I am the engineering/STEM teacher, and I've been at Oxford ever since. So I teach a lot of the Project Lead the Way courses in our school. I teach the Introduction to Engineering Design class, Principles of Engineering, Aerospace Engineering, Civil and Architectural Engineering, and they all fall within the realm of Project Lead the Way. And then I also teach two additional classes that are not Project Lead the Way, where it's a basic CAD class and an architectural class. I am also a track and field coach, and I specialize in the pole vault, long jump, and triple jump. I am also the ski and snowboard advisor. Here's a picture down the bottom of me and my students visiting Blue Mountain. I am the ping pong advisor and the STEM club advisor. And over to the right are my students after they got second place in the Governor STEM competition this year. So my definition of STEM. I was one of a few teachers that were lucky enough to try to think of a definition of STEM a couple years back for the Chester County Intermediate Unit, and I would try my best to recall exactly what we defined it as, but this is my own personal approach of it. So STEM is a transdisciplinary approach where all subject areas within STEM work together and blend in order to solve a real-world problem through applied learning experiences. So, three key words in that whole definition there are the transdisciplinary approach, real-world problems, and applied learning experiences. So the transdisciplinary approach, just as the picture down below kind of states, there's no specific subject areas. It's not science and technology, engineering, and math. It's all just one style of learning. The real-world problems, just as the video of Mr. Tyson kind of states, we need to be gearing our students for real-world problems in high school, so that they're ready for the for jobs later on. And the applied learning experiences is discussing how students need to be actually actively involved in their learning experiences, whether that's through hands-on or observational approaches. So I try my best to incorporate STEM all the time in every single project that I do, and they all focus on real-world problems, so the students need to understand the process of how to solve problems. I do a lot of the engineering design process stuff with my students, so once they understand how to solve for any kind of problems, they use that for every single thing that they do in my class. And they're trying to use everything that they learn in every other class in my class, just to make it a true STEM experience. So some example projects that I do a lot of robotics with the students, simple machines, where they're able to create a Rube Goldberg, and then they have to do all the calculations for the Rube Goldberg. They do a playground equipment design that has to be ADA approved, and I do a lot of hydroponics in my classroom. So looking at the chart, just to go with the hydroponic system as an example, I chose the kind of like the third box down with science, so plan and carry out investigations. So obviously the students have to work their way through with the hydroponics, kind of figure out if they're doing well, if they're not doing well. The engineering side of it, I have when they define the problems, I have to build these plants. They have to thrive just using water and nutrients that you place into it. Also, it kind of goes down with the obtain, evaluate, and communicate information down at the very bottom of that. The technology side of it, I have recognized the role that technology plays in advancement of science and engineering. Just kind of how on earth are we able to grow plants without soil. and then the math side of it, I kind of have the make sense of problems and really start to try to solve those. So STEM education is super important, just like it said in the text that we had to read. It's real world, rigorous, and relevant learning experiences for students. Students learn in a kind of a new way of thinking, as the videos described. And it's okay to not always have the correct answer right away, but as long as you kind of work your way through the kind of process and everything within STEM education, it's a new style of learning. So the goals for the class, I would really like to know all the different kinds of levels of STEM education and how to better incorporate STEM into my classroom. Thanks for watching.